Liam was a young man who lived in a small town. In his town, most people spoke only their local language. Liam had a big dream. He wanted to travel to new places and work in English-speaking countries. He knew that to make his dream come true, he needed to learn English. English was not spoken much in his town, so it was not easy to find places to practice. But Liam was excited and ready to start his journey. He believed that with effort and practice, he could learn English and achieve his dreams. Liam sat by his window one evening, watching the sunset over his small town. He thought about his dream of traveling and working in places where people spoke English. He felt excited, but also a little worried. He knew that learning English would be a big challenge, but he was determined to give it a try. He began to think about how he could start learning English. Liam made a list of his goals. He wanted to speak English confidently, understand others, and use English in his work and travels. To reach these goals, he needed to find the best ways to learn. Liam started by talking to his friends and family about his plan. Some of them were supportive, while others were skeptical. They wondered if Liam could really learn English on his own. But Liam was not discouraged. He decided that he would find a way, no matter what. He began by researching online. He found many resources, websites, apps, and online courses that promised to help him learn English. Some of them seemed too complicated, while others seemed too basic. Liam felt overwhelmed, but he knew he had to start somewhere. One day, Liam visited a local bookstore and found a few English textbooks. He bought a beginner's book that seemed easy to understand. The book had simple lessons and exercises that would help him practice English step by step. Liam felt hopeful as he looked at the book. It was his first step toward learning English. Liam also discovered that there was a small English class at a community center in his town. The class was for beginners, just like him. He signed up for the class, hoping it would give him a solid foundation in English. The first class was a bit intimidating, but the teacher was kind and the other students were friendly. Liam felt that he was in the right place. He promised himself that he would study every day, even if it was just for a short time. He planned to use the book, practice with the app, and attend the English class regularly. Liam knew that learning English would take time and effort, but he was ready to put in the work. His dream of traveling and working in English-speaking countries seemed closer now, and that made him very excited. As Liam continued his English classes and worked through his textbook, he realized that he needed more ways to practice. He wanted to make learning English fun and effective. So, he began exploring different methods and tools to improve his skills. Liam started by looking for language apps. He downloaded a few popular ones and tested them out. Some apps were great for learning new words and phrases. They had quizzes and games that made practice enjoyable. Liam liked these apps because they allowed him to learn anywhere, while waiting for the bus, during lunch breaks, or before bed. Next, Liam found some English podcasts online. These podcasts were perfect for improving his listening skills. He listened to conversations, stories, and interviews. At first, it was hard to understand everything, but he kept listening and gradually got better. He found that listening to English spoken naturally helped him become more comfortable with the language. Liam also joined an online English-speaking group. In this group, people from different parts of the world practiced speaking English together. They shared stories, asked questions, and gave each other feedback. Liam enjoyed talking with people from other countries. It helped him practice speaking and learn about different cultures at the same time. One day, Liam discovered that he could find language exchange partners online. He connected with a few people who wanted to practice English and were willing to help him in return. They met online to practice speaking and correct each other's mistakes. This exchange was very helpful for Liam. He learned new words and phrases from his partners and improved his speaking skills. Liam also found some free English videos on YouTube. These videos taught grammar rules, pronunciation, and useful phrases. He watched these videos regularly and tried to practice what he learned. Sometimes he even recorded himself speaking to check his progress and see where he could improve. Despite all these methods, Liam knew that the key to success was consistency. He set a study schedule and stuck to it. Every day, he made time for his textbook, apps, podcasts, language exchanges, and videos. He realized that learning English was like building a strong house. Every little bit of effort added up to something big. As weeks passed, Liam noticed that his English was getting better. He could understand more of what he heard and read, and he felt more confident speaking. He was excited about the progress he was making and looked forward to continuing his journey. Liam was excited about the progress he had made in learning English, but he knew that consistent practice was crucial to becoming fluent. He set up a daily routine to ensure he made steady progress. Each morning, Liam started his day by reviewing vocabulary. He used flashcards to memorize new words and phrases. He repeated them aloud and wrote them down to reinforce his memory. This daily review helped him build a strong vocabulary base. After his vocabulary practice, Liam dedicated some time to working on grammar. He used his textbook and online resources to study different grammar rules. He completed exercises to apply what he had learned. Although grammar could be tricky, Liam took it step by step and tried not to get discouraged by mistakes. In the afternoons, Liam focused on listening practice. He listened to English podcasts and watched English videos. He chose topics that interested him, such as travel or technology. By listening to various accents and speaking styles, he improved his understanding of different English speakers. Liam made sure to practice speaking every day as well. He found a quiet spot in his room and practiced speaking aloud. He talked about his day, read aloud from his textbook, and even tried to explain complex ideas in English. To get feedback, he recorded himself and listened to the recordings to check for mistakes and areas for improvement. In the evenings, Liam attended his English class at the community center. The class was a great opportunity to practice speaking with others. He participated in group discussions, answered questions, and completed speaking exercises. His teacher and classmates provided valuable feedback that helped him improve. On weekends, Liam looked for additional opportunities to use English in real-life situations. He tried to use English when shopping online, writing emails, or talking to friends who spoke English. He also joined local English-speaking events and meetups to practice speaking with new people. Liam knew that learning a language required patience and perseverance. Some days he felt tired or frustrated, but he reminded himself of his goals and kept going. He celebrated small victories, like understanding a podcast without difficulty or using a new phrase correctly in conversation. As weeks turned into months, Liam's efforts paid off. His English skills improved significantly. He felt more confident speaking and understood English much better. He was excited to continue his practice and reach his goal of fluency. As Liam continued his English learning journey, he faced several challenges. Some days were harder than others, and he often felt frustrated. But he knew that overcoming these obstacles was part of the process. One of Liam's biggest challenges was dealing with grammar rules. English grammar was complicated, and he often confused tenses and sentence structures. He felt overwhelmed by the many rules and exceptions. To tackle this, Liam decided to break down his study sessions into smaller, manageable parts. Instead of trying to learn everything at once, he focused on one grammar topic at a time. He practiced using the rules in sentences and sought help from his teacher when he was stuck. Another obstacle Liam faced was making mistakes while speaking. He was afraid of sounding silly or not being understood. During his English class and language exchange sessions, he sometimes hesitated to speak because he didn't want to make errors. To overcome this fear, Liam reminded himself that making mistakes was a natural part of learning. He began to view mistakes as opportunities to improve. He practiced speaking more openly and asked for feedback from his language partners and classmates. Listening to native speakers was also challenging for Liam. He often found it difficult to understand fast speech and different accents. To improve his listening skills, he started listening to slower, easier content before moving on to more advanced material. He used transcripts and subtitles when available to follow, along with the audio. Liam also practiced active listening by summarizing what he heard and discussing it with others. Sometimes, Liam struggled with staying motivated. Learning English was a long-term commitment, and there were times when he felt discouraged. To keep himself motivated, Liam set small, achievable goals. He celebrated each milestone, such as finishing a textbook chapter or successfully holding a conversation in English. He also kept a journal of his progress, noting how much he had improved over time. This helped him see how far he had come and kept him focused on his goals. Despite these obstacles, Liam never gave up. He continued to work hard, stay positive, and use the strategies he had learned. He knew that persistence was key to overcoming challenges and achieving fluency in English. As he faced and conquered each difficulty, Liam grew more confident in his abilities and more excited about his progress. After months of hard work, Liam finally reached a point where he felt ready to test his English skills in real-life situations. He had practiced diligently, overcome many challenges, and improved his speaking, listening, and understanding. Now, it was time to put everything he had learned into action. Liam's first big test came when he was invited to a conference in an English-speaking country. He was both excited and nervous. This was a chance to use English in a professional setting and interact with people from different parts of the world. Before the conference, Liam reviewed key phrases and vocabulary related to his field. He practiced speaking about his work and preparing for possible questions. At the conference, Liam used English to introduce himself, participate in discussions, and network with other attendees. Although he made a few mistakes, he felt more confident speaking than he had in the past. He was pleased to see that people understood him and were interested in what he had to say. The experience boosted his confidence and showed him how much progress he had made. Liam's next goal was to find a job in an English-speaking country. He updated his resume and wrote a cover letter in English. He applied for several positions and was excited when he received an interview invitation. During the interview, Liam used all the skills he had practiced, answering questions clearly, discussing his experience, and asking questions about the job. He felt nervous, but he remained calm and focused. A few days later, Liam received an offer for the job he wanted. He was thrilled and proud of his achievement. Moving to a new country and starting a new job was a significant milestone in his journey. Liam was excited to continue using English in his daily life and work. Settling into his new job and life in the English-speaking country, Liam continued to practice and improve his English. He made friends, joined local groups, and participated in community events. He found that using English every day helped him become even more fluent and comfortable with the language. Looking back on his journey, Liam felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had overcome obstacles, stayed motivated, and achieved his goals. He knew that learning English had opened up many new opportunities for him. He was grateful for the progress he had made and excited about the future. Liam's story is a reminder that with determination, consistency, and the right methods, learning a new language is possible. He encourages others to start their own language learning journey and to keep going, even when it gets tough. With effort and practice, anyone can achieve their language goals and unlock new opportunities.